My name is Emily Carter. I'm 33 years old, and until last Christmas, my own family believed I was the biggest disappointment among my siblings. They thought I was still single. They had no idea I had been married for almost 6 years, and they definitely had no idea I was raising 2 beautiful little girls. The moment everything fell apart started with one sentence: 33 years old and still single. Emily, at this point, you should just give up. My cousin burst into laughter. A second later, almost everyone around the dining table joined in. My older aunt covered her mouth, pretending she was embarrassed, but I could still hear her laughing. Even my younger cousins exchanged amused looks. I slowly placed my coffee mug on the table. I didn't argue, I didn't defend myself, I just smiled. That smile made my mother uncomfortable. She leaned closer and whispered, "Emily, just ignore them." Ignore them? I had spent my entire life ignoring them. Growing up in Chicago, I was always the quiet daughter. My younger sister Olivia was the beautiful one. She won beauty pageants, she was popular, she got engaged at 24. Every family dinner somehow became another celebration of her perfect life. Meanwhile, I worked 2 jobs while finishing graduate school. I rarely dated, not because nobody wanted me, because my life had become too complicated. 6 years earlier, I had secretly married the man I loved, not because we were ashamed, because life gave us reasons to stay silent, reasons my family never cared enough to ask about. After our wedding, my husband accepted a government engineering contract that required him to spend years overseas. We agreed not to tell anyone until he returned permanently. Then our daughters were born. Between his work assignments and my private life, almost nobody outside our closest circle even knew we existed as a family. It wasn't a lie, it was simply a chapter we kept to ourselves. Unfortunately, my family loved creating stories whenever they didn't know the truth. Every holiday became another interrogation. So, still no boyfriend? When are you finally getting married? Your biological clock is ticking. I would smile, change the subject, go home, repeat the same routine next year until this Christmas. Olivia looked around the table, making sure everyone was listening. Then she raised her glass. I just feel bad for Emily. The room became quiet. She smiled. You know, spending Christmas alone every year must be heartbreaking. More laughter. Someone actually clapped. I looked around the room. Not one person defended me, not one. That's when I realized something. They didn't actually know me anymore. Maybe they never had. I took a slow breath, smiled again, and quietly reached for my phone. I sent one simple text message: "We're ready, come inside." I slipped my phone back into my pocket as if nothing had happened. Nobody noticed. Olivia was too busy enjoying the attention. You know, she continued, swirling the wine in her glass, I actually tried setting Emily up with one of Daniel's co-workers last year. A few relatives looked interested. What happened? Olivia laughed. He met her once, then disappeared. The table exploded with laughter again. My uncle actually slapped the table. Poor guy probably got scared. Even my grandmother smiled awkwardly before lowering her eyes. Only my mother looked uncomfortable. Olivia, that's enough. But Olivia wasn't finished. Oh, come on, Mom, I'm only joking. She looked straight at me. Unless, she paused dramatically, and Emily is secretly married. More laughter. I smiled again. If only you knew, I whispered. What was that? Olivia asked. Nothing. She leaned back, confidently. I just don't understand why you keep pretending you're happy. I am happy. No, happy people don't spend Christmas alone. That sentence hit harder than she realized because I wasn't alone. Not even close. At that exact moment, my 2 daughters were sitting outside in our SUV, wearing matching little red Christmas dresses, asking their father every 30 seconds, "Daddy, can we go inside now?" He had smiled at them. Mommy will tell us when it's time. Inside the house, nobody knew that. Nobody knew the woman they called lonely had kissed her husband goodbye that very morning. Nobody knew 2 little girls were waiting to surprise their grandparents. Nobody knew their entire version of my life was about to collapse. Olivia stood up, and as I actually brought something. She reached behind her chair and picked up a small wrapped gift. This is for Emily. The whole room watched. I accepted it politely. What is it? Oh, open it. I slowly removed the ribbon. Inside was a children's storybook. Across the cover, someone had taped a handwritten note. For your future kids, if that day ever comes. The room erupted again. Someone whispered, "That's savage!" Another relative covered their face, trying not to laugh. My hands froze around the book. For a second, the little girl inside me, the one who had spent years trying to earn her family's love, wanted to cry, but then I remembered the text message I had sent. I gently closed the book, placed it back on the table, looked directly at Olivia. Thank you. She blinked. You're not mad? I smiled. No. That answer confused everyone. Olivia frowned. She wanted an argument. She wanted tears. She wanted to win. Instead, she got silence, and silence was making her nervous. Then, the front doorbell rang. The laughter stopped almost instantly. Everyone looked toward the hallway. My mother stood up first. I'll get it. No, I said quietly. I invited them. The room became strangely silent. Olivia frowned. Them? I simply smiled. Slow, calm footsteps echoed from the hallway. Then the front door opened. A tall man stepped inside wearing a dark navy coat, carrying two small pink backpacks over one shoulder. Behind him, two little girls peeked around his legs. Both had curly brown hair. Both wore matching red Christmas dresses. The older one smiled shyly. Daddy, is this Mommy's family? My mother's hand flew to her mouth. Olivia looked completely confused. The little girls ran straight toward me. Mommy! They wrapped their tiny arms around my legs. I knelt down immediately. I missed you both. We missed you too. The younger one kissed my cheek. The room felt frozen. Nobody laughed anymore. My husband walked toward me. He smiled exactly the way he always did whenever I looked nervous. Then he kissed my forehead. Merry Christmas, sweetheart. For several long seconds, nobody spoke. My uncle stared at the children. My grandmother slowly lowered herself back into her chair. Olivia looked at me, then at him, then back at the girls. She whispered, Mommy? My husband turned toward everyone politely. Good evening. I'm Michael Carter, Emily's husband. The sentence landed like thunder. My cousin dropped her fork. Someone in the back whispered, She's actually married? Another relative looked at the girls. They even have children. Olivia's face lost all its color. She tried to laugh. This has to be some kind of joke. My husband looked genuinely confused. A joke? He reached into his wallet, pulled out a family photo, then another, Christmas, birthdays, beach vacations, hospital pictures after our youngest daughter was born. 6 years of memories. He gently placed them on the dining table, one by one. Every smile around that table disappeared, and then my husband looked directly at Olivia without raising his voice, without sounding angry. He finally spoke the one sentence that changed everything. Michael looked straight at Olivia. His voice stayed calm. I don't blame you for not knowing Emily was married. He paused. But I do blame every person in this room who spent years making assumptions instead of asking her one simple question. Nobody moved, nobody breathed. He continued, You all believed she was lonely. You believed nobody wanted her. You laughed because you thought she had failed. He looked down at our daughters, then back at everyone. The truth is, she was protecting her family while all of you were busy judging her. Silence, the kind of silence that makes every heartbeat sound loud. My mother slowly sat down. Tears filled her eyes. I didn't know. Michael nodded respectfully. I know. But did anyone ever try to know? No one answered. Olivia finally forced a weak smile. Emily, why didn't you tell us? I looked at her for a long moment, then I asked quietly, When exactly should I have? The last time you laughed at me? Or the Christmas before that? Or every birthday when someone asked why I was still single? She lowered her eyes. For the first time in years, she had nothing to say. My oldest daughter tugged gently on my sleeve. Mommy, Why is everyone sad? I smiled and brushed a strand of hair away from her face. They're just surprised, sweetheart. She nodded innocently, then looked around the room. Grandma. My mother's head lifted immediately. The little girl walked toward her, very carefully, very slowly. Then she held out a tiny Christmas card she had made herself. It had glitter all over it. In crooked handwriting were the words, "To Grandma, Merry Christmas, love, Emma." My mother's hands started shaking. Grandma! She whispered the word as if she had never believed she'd hear it. Tears rolled down her cheeks. She hugged Emma tightly. I'm so sorry. Not just to Emma, to me, and for the first time that evening, I believed she meant it, but Olivia was still standing there, silent, watching everyone, watching the family she thought she controlled, slowly gather around me instead of her. Then she quietly asked one question. Can you ever forgive me? I looked at Olivia for what felt like forever. She wasn't crying, not yet. She was simply standing there, like someone who had just realized the story she'd been telling herself for years had never been true. I could see the shame in her eyes, but I also remembered every Christmas, every birthday, every joke, every time she made me feel invisible just so she could feel important. For a long moment, I didn't answer. Instead, I walked toward my daughters. Emma was sitting beside my mother, happily explaining how she had made the Christmas card all by herself. Little Lily was already showing my uncle her stuffed reindeer. The same family that had laughed at me only minutes earlier was now laughing with my children. The difference was impossible to ignore. I turned back toward Olivia. I don't hate you. She looked up immediately. But forgiveness doesn't erase years of pain. A tear finally rolled down her cheek. I know. I thought you were embarrassed because you weren't married. I never imagined. She couldn't finish. I took a deep breath. The truth is, I wasn't hiding because I was ashamed. I was hiding because I finally found a peaceful life. And every time I came back here, I was reminded why I wanted to protect it. Nobody interrupted. Nobody defended themselves. Even my cousins stared at the floor. My mother slowly stood and walked toward me. I failed you. The words came out broken. I kept telling everyone to stop, but I never actually stopped them. She wiped away another tear. I should have defended my daughter. I hugged her. For the first time in years, it didn't feel forced. It felt like a mother holding her child again. Across the room, Michael smiled quietly. He had never asked me to confront my family. He had only ever wanted me to stop carrying their opinions like they were my responsibility. Emma suddenly grabbed my hand. Mommy, can Grandma come visit us one day? My mother burst into tears again. She covered her face. I'd love that. If your mommy lets me. Emma looked at me with those big, hopeful eyes. I smiled. We'll see. The room laughed softly, not the cruel laughter from before. This time, it sounded warm, it sounded human, and in that moment, I realized something I had spent years trying to understand. Sometimes, the greatest revenge isn't proving people wrong, it's living such a beautiful life that their opinions no longer matter. The rest of that evening didn't magically erase the past. Nobody suddenly became the perfect family. Life doesn't work that way. But something important had changed. For the first time, the truth had finally entered the room. My daughters spent the rest of Christmas showing everyone their drawings, singing little holiday songs, and asking innocent questions that made even the quietest relatives smile. Emma climbed onto my grandmother's lap as if they had known each other forever. Lily insisted on giving everyone a hug before opening another present. Watching them all, I realized how close my family had come to me seeing all of this. Not because I had hidden it, because they had never stopped long enough to ask. Before we left, Olivia walked over one last time. She wasn't trying to defend herself anymore. She simply looked exhausted. I am sorry, Emily. I kept comparing my life to yours because I thought I had won. She gave a small, painful smile. I didn't even realize we were never in the same race. For the first time that night, I smiled back. I hope one day you stop trying to win. I hope one day you just learn to be happy. She nodded silently. No excuses, no arguments, just acceptance. As we walked toward the front door, my mother called my name. Emily. I turned around. She was holding the little Christmas card Emma had given her. I'm going to frame this. I've already missed too many years. I don't want to miss another one. I walked back and hugged her one more time. This time, neither of us needed words. Outside, snow was falling softly. Michael opened the car door for the girls before looking at me. You okay? I looked back at the house. Just an hour earlier, I had walked through that same door carrying years of quiet pain. Now, I was leaving with something much lighter. Peace. Not because everyone suddenly approved of me, not because they apologized, but because I no longer needed their permission to be happy. As we drove away, Emma leaned forward from her car seat. Mommy. Yes, sweetheart. Next Christmas, can we invite Grandma to our house? I looked at Michael. He smiled, then I looked at my daughters. Yes, I think we can. Sometimes, the people who hurt us the most never realize the damage they've done until they lose the version of us that kept asking for their love. And sometimes, the strongest thing you can do isn't